Hey guys, it's Sky bringing another video. So I finally feel like I got my PC fixed and I could start, being more consistent with my videos. Unfortunately, about a month ago, about 3 weeks ago or so, I had problems with my PC and I wasn't able to stream for a few days, and I had to get everything fixed and set up everything. So, and for me, my streaming on YouTube is like everything to me. It's like really what started making me feel better, and feeling like I found something that I was good at and I felt happy doing. So it really hurt me, and and this is what I'm passionate about. This is something that I feel like I can actually connect with people with. So I really let that that got me down, and I was going through a tough time at the during the time I was going through something, a couple of difficult things. So I was frustrated, and really depressed, but I'm happy. Things have been going good. Streaming has been really good for me. I've been getting subscriptions to my Twitch channel, so I've been getting so many amazing comments from people saying how I'm their favorite streamer and how good I am as a streamer, which is crazy to me because when I started streaming, I didn't think anything of it. I enjoyed gaming, and I was like, all right, well, let me try this. It was I was kind of pushing myself into something that I was never really good at, and that was really being in the spotlight and talking to people while I was being in front of them. So I've told you guys before, like in class, like when I was a kid, like I would miss the days for presentations just because I struggled so much being in front of people. I had no confidence. I just really wasn't sure of myself, and it made it hard, and I struggled with that, and I, even growing up, I struggled with it. And this is something that's really helped me, being able to hold my head up, being able to just really communicate with people. I've always, for the most part, kept to myself and been a loner, by choice, and it's made things difficult because even things I deal with now, whether it's with my softball teams, whether it's online, whether it's with people, I struggle at times connecting. Like, I don't know how to be part of groups. I can have really good friendships, like one-on-one, but when it comes to groups, like, I don't know how to, really get involved and be part of a group. I always, see things that aren't there, and that's something that I struggle with, and I still struggle with. And that's something that, as much as I've said things are better in my life, I still go through my struggles and up and down, things that I go through where, I battle depression, where I feel like, people don't care about me and I feel left out, like in groups. And, and it's not even just softball, it's online. Like when I'm on, with my friends on Xbox, or, people from my stream or things like that, there's times where I'm like overthinking things and thinking like, I'm being left out, and I battle through that stuff. And it's one of my flaws, and something that's really, held me back at times. I've been through things in the past which has made it difficult for me to be confident in those kind of situations, and it's not an excuse to judge people that are in my life now by how I've been treated before, and I'm really learning that, and the one thing that I've gotten better at, which is something that just happened recently, I, had a falling out with my softball team, a couple months ago with an incident, and it's something that was bothering me, but I never, brought it to light. Instead of, I just made myself a loner, and I just didn't associate with anyone for a while, and I got to a point where, I felt like an outcast on the team, and it was nothing like that. It was just me overthinking things, and instead of just going to them, telling them how I feel to talk to them, I just kept it all bottled up inside, and it just started getting worse and worse and worse, to the point where I just, I made my own self an outcast. And it's something I've dealt with before because of things that I've gone through, and I'm not saying that, there's been incidences where I've been treated like crap from groups and communities, but I can't continue to have that mentality, going forward, because everyone's different, and I can't judge people for how I've been treated in the past, and it's something that I've dealt with, and I've trying to get better. I'm trying to open up more, and that incident with the softball team really got me better because, I started really, starting to open up more and to, share with them how I feel at times, and it has made it, me closer with them. And it's made it where, I, have a stronger connection with them. I've gone through a lot lately. There's things that have happened recently with, friends from softball that have gone through things, but, I felt the effects of that because I care so much about people and care about them and what they're going through. So, it's been a tough few months, but things have definitely gotten better. I feel like, I'm in a position where I could be more consistent with my YouTube videos, and I just feel like I'm on track finally with my streaming. I stream every night for 7-8 hours a night. So, I've been so motivated towards that, and, it makes me happy because I enjoy doing it, and I get so many nice, comments about how, they gave me so much respect for how much courage I have to just be myself on, Twitch and YouTube and just not care what people think and just, being a strong figure for others because, I myself have been through so much and, I have been in some really dark spots and, people come to me with the problems they go through, and it's not even people that are just transgender, it's people that are going through depression and, they ask, how did you do it? How are you able to be strong? And I'm not always strong. Like I admit, I'm proud of myself that I'm able to, I was able to get to where I am today, not success wise, because, I'm still a small streamer. I've been doing this for about 3 years and, I've worked my way up to 11,000 followers. And for me, that's a lot, and I'm not the, one of the biggest streams or anything like that, but, I stay true to who I am. And, I care about all the people that come and support me. And, I care about everyone that, goes in there, and it's one of the most amazing things that I've ever been part of. And I'm grateful for the platform I have to connect with people, to share my story with people, and just, continuously, fight through, my struggles in my own life, but also be there for others because, all of us, life is so difficult. All of us go through things and it's not easy. But what makes it even more difficult is when you go into your life as a, by yourself, which is what I did for so many years. And it made it worse, and what really helped me is finally, realizing that I needed to talk to somebody about, what I was struggling with. And that's when it really started understanding more about myself and stop being so negative. Yeah, I still, think negatively about myself at times because I expect, a lot out of myself as a person. I expect to treat people good. I care about people and I want to improve as a person, to help the people around me and to be a better influence. It's a very difficult world. The things that we go through are very complex at times. We have so many emotions that people struggle with within themselves that it's not easy, and it's hard to keep a consistent mentality, and mood. And I think that's why so many people struggle because they don't understand themselves and they don't understand the things that they go through. And I think it's important for us to have people where we can talk to them and understand ourselves more, and that's what I enjoy, more than anything is to be able to connect with people all over the world. I've gotten, the first part of my life, I was in a bubble where I thought, the world was negative and the people in this world were bad. But, putting myself out into the open or people, can see my life, I get a lot of personal messages saying, a lot of nice things about my life. And that's not just people online. That's people that I've played softball against, teams that, that play against me. I've had played against teams that at first thought negatively of me, and then they play with people that have played with me and they're like, you should get to know her. She's an amazing person. You don't understand her life and what kind of person she is. And they're like, after they talk with them, they're like, wow, yeah, I didn't see that side. I've had people, that I've gotten to know that really didn't understand transgenders and maybe didn't even fully agree with what they go through or and who they are. And I've gotten messages over the last 3 years. They're like, wow, I've never really understood transgenders, but getting to know you, or getting to know you, Haley, really has changed my opinion. And, and there's a lot of misconceptions on who we are as people and what we want out of life, like anybody else. We just want to be happy and to have a chance at success and just being able to be ourselves and, be happy. Honestly, that's all. Obviously there's good and bad in everyone, and that doesn't change no matter who you are, but it's important to not let the few negatives of a certain group change the outlook on, everyone. And that's what I always try to do. Obviously I'm not perfect. I've made bad decisions in my life, and, I will probably make a bad decision in the future, but I will always, be hard on myself in a sense that I expect more and to expect myself to be a better person for the people around me. And, I always will do my best to be real with that and to, share my story about what I'm going through, my struggles. So, things have definitely been good. Obviously, like I said, I still have struggles here and there, things I go through. It's not easy, and that's for everyone. So, I'm just really, staying mentally strong towards the things that I want to do and just continuously, strive for those things. So, we'll see where it goes. But softball's been really good. I had an injury a couple weeks ago, and I had finally played for the first time last night. I hurt my hand, and last night was kind of bothering me, but I still played good. I had a couple of diving catches where I hit my hand on the ground. I kind of felt it, but I feel like, it's not gonna get re-injured. I think I'm over to the point where I feel finally that, I'm healthy, so I'm excited. I have a softball tournament on Sunday, so we'll see where that goes. I am actually getting back into bowling. I've pretty much bowled most of my life. My mom runs a league, and one of the teams needs a girl, so I'm going to go end up bowling on their team. So I'm excited about that. I didn't really want to bowl. Like, I'm enjoying just relaxing because I'm very competitive. So if I don't bowl good, I get frustrated with myself. And the last season I was bowling, I'm usually a pretty good bowler, like a 200 average bowler, but 205 usually what I average. But the last season I was struggling. I was probably in the 190s, and it wasn't just physically, mentally, I just wasn't there. I wasn't enjoying it, and I just wasn't happy with it. So I took a break, and it was nice because I wasn't sitting there getting mad at myself, for making errors, mental errors, or, but I feel happy right now. I feel like I can go out there and bowl. I don't know if I'm going to continuously bowl like every season, but for now, for the rest of the season until June, I'm going to be bowling on a team. So, we'll see how that goes this Wednesday. Hopefully I'm not too rusty. I was supposed to bowl last week, but I didn't end up going. I wasn't feeling good. That's another thing. I kind of have been lacking a lot of energy lately. And I'm trying to get through that and just I finally got my blood work done on Wednesday. So we'll see, what comes out in those results, and see what, my endocrinologist, says about that. It's something that's been bothering me lately, and, it's kind of making me really drained and tired at times, but I just want to figure out what's going on because, I am tired of, being motivated, but, fatigued in other aspects. So we'll see where that goes. And we'll see where it goes with bowling. But I'm excited. I don't mind finishing this season in bowling. Hopefully I don't do too bad. And I can, have fun out there again. Because, I used to love bowling, but I just... for me, it's something that I've struggled with. I'm very passionate about sports, but sometimes I can get to a mood where I just don't feel like playing for a while. So hopefully I feel rejuvenated going back out there. I subbed maybe a month or two ago, and I bowled decent for not bowling. I think I averaged like a 195 or something like that for like the first 3 games I bowled in like months. So, we'll see how I do this next Wednesday, but, I feel, excited about the things, and I feel like I can start making, more YouTube videos. I apologize for not being consistent with that, but, I really want to get to a spot where I can at least put out, a vlog every Friday. I think that's my goal right now, is to put one vlog out every Friday. So at least just to start, and then, share what's going on and things that I'm going through. I want to keep you guys up to date with that, and really continuously share, the things that I go through. And, hopefully, not only, figure out my own life and journey along the way, but help other people too, deal with the things they're going through. And that's one thing that, makes me very grateful with streaming, is the fact that there's a lot of people that personal message me about the things that they're going through, whether it's family passing away, whether it's being transgender, whether it's going through depression. I feel honored when people, feel like they can take me off to the side and really talk about their life, and it makes me depressed too, because I'm heartbroken for the people going through these things. So, it's a double-edged sword, but the helping others outweighs, feeling for them, and it's, and also it makes me, realize in my own life that other people are struggling too. And, it's important to stay strong and be there for people, because, we're all so fragile in the sense that we go through things that are so difficult in this world and so complex, and hopefully I can continue to, go towards the things in life that I enjoy, and hopefully get to a spot in my life where I can, be successful with what I want to do, and, find a life of happiness, and I've been, opening myself up to dating more. I have, for me, I've told you guys before, but I usually use, dating apps, for dates, which people always tell me I'm stupid. Not stupid, but, that's a waste of time, because it's usually people that want to mess around, and that's not really my personality. I've tried to be like that, but that's just not me. It's not who I am. And there's nothing, bad about, just experimenting and, finding somebody like that, and just, having, social dating in the sense where you go out with different people. That's just, for me personally, that's just not me. I've always been about building a relationship and, building a bond with one person, instead. So, it's definitely been interesting. I've had a lot of positive comments, and I think a lot of that changed when I started being more confident with myself. And what's crazy is when I had my first bio, when I first started doing online dating, it was kind of like, even going back and reading it, I was very unsure of myself. You could just tell I wasn't a very confident person. But when I post about what I want to do in life, what I do, who I am, what I stand for, when they see an independent, confident woman, and their opinions have changed, their attraction has changed. So it's very interesting, and I see that within myself too. And I understand why, guys feel that way. They want somebody that is, and this is not all, but I have noticed, a big increase with sending me messages when they see that. And that's one of the things they say, that they're like, well, I give you so much respect for, being able to share who you really are and being confident in yourself. And that's very, attractive. And, it's really opened my eyes up to understanding more about the world and how people, find things attractive. So it's very interesting. I'll continuously share with you guys, the dating aspect of my life. I went on a date last weekend. I went to a Laker game. I've been on a few dates with this guy, and, things have been good. He's a really nice guy. I don't know where it's going to go for the most part. I just enjoy his friendship right now, and he's extremely nice guy. And we have, nice times where we go out to a movie or we go out to a Laker game. He's a Laker fan. I'm not a Laker fan, but, I care about him, and I, support. I went out there and I was rooting for his team. So, I'm a pretty nice person, but seriously, no, it was a good time. It was my second basketball game ever I've been to, and a first basketball game I've been to since, I think, 97. Was it 97? when the Lakers played the Seattle Supersonics, because I used to be a huge Sonics fan back in the day, and my brother when he was in Cal State Fullerton, he took me to a Laker game, and I saw Kobe Bryant. That was his rookie year, I believe, and I saw Eddie Jones and a few other players, so it was really cool. And Sean Kemp was there, who used to be one of my favorite players, Gary Payton. So it was a really cool experience I had. And then this was the second time I've been to a basketball game, and we had really good seats, and the atmosphere was really cool. So I kind of I enjoyed it. Even though it wasn't my team, I had a good time. It was the Lakers versus the Grizzlies, and the Lakers ended up winning, and it was a good game, so I enjoyed that. And I want to do things more and get out more, because I think those are the things that I've really missed the most, and why sometimes I get depressed, because there's things in this world that I don't see very often, I don't get to experience, and sometimes I feel like that hurts me, and gets me to a point where I just feel down and alone. So I'm really opening myself up more, and really trying to do things that I normally wouldn't do, and experiencing life instead of just being alone and depressed. It's easy to do that, though. I've done it for most of my life, and it's made it hard on me at times, because I had no one to talk to, and I was so negative about myself, and I just didn't know how to act or how to react from things. So I feel like I have an opportunity in my life to be successful, and I feel like I'm headed in the right direction. I just gotta stay focused and continuously do things that I'm passionate about, because I think that doing things that you're passionate about really gives you a better chance of being successful in this world, and it makes you excited about the future. So don't give up on the things that you want to do, as long as it's positive and it's good, so fight for that. Fight for the things in your life that you want, and strive for things. This world can be beautiful. This world can be exciting if we I understand that there's very dark things in this world, especially lately with the incidents that's gone around, whether it's in Texas or Las Vegas. I've had people that I've known that's been that's passed away recently by that, and I've said that in my last video, and it's very difficult to see my friends struggle and to have to face things like that, and it's unfortunate that people, want to hurt things that they see are different. I know that transgender women are, targeted at times, and it's sad, because just because somebody's different doesn't mean they're bad, or there's something wrong with them. We're all different. We just want a happy life, so really, look at the person next to you and realize that, if you look at them in the right way, they could be a beautiful person. And they could want positive like you want in this world, and if you are struggling, I'm always here, and I care, and I'm always going to be here. I care about everyone in my stream. I care about everyone in my YouTube channel. You guys are amazing. You have supported me, and you have inspired me to continue to do what I want to do. If I would have came out in my first video and didn't have anybody that really gave me positive comments, I might not be here today. I might have not have felt motivation towards making more videos. Everything I try to do, whether it was YouTube or streaming, it started out as just an experiment on not only myself, on seeing what kind of person I could be and change from this, but to see if I could be successful at it. And, hearing positive comments with things has not only made me feel better in my own personal life, but has made me feel like, there is something that I can provide to this world. So many years of my life, I lived feeling like I didn't offer anything to this world. And I think that's false. I think each one of us have different, unique gifts that we can give to this world. We just have to dig deep down inside and, find those things, because once you challenge yourself, I think you can find things about yourself that you didn't know even existed. And that's where I feel about myself nowadays, with being able to sit up here and share my life about the things I go through, and to be a strong and confident person. because I was never like that, you know. And there was times during my you know, this first start of my YouTube and streaming where I was negative about myself and how I looked and how I sounded, you know, instead of just being confident and, you know, realizing that, you know, just because you're different doesn't mean you can't be beautiful on the inside and out. And, you know, and being confident with myself on feeling like that, you know, and realizing that just because you have confidence in yourself doesn't mean you have to be arrogant. And that's something I've struggled with because I grew up, you know, my parents always taught me to be humble, and, you know, and my brother's the same way. You know, when we played sports, you know, even though we were good athletes, you know, we always, you know, were good sportsmen to everyone, you know. And, you know, we never, you know, ever acted different or felt we were better, you know. And that's something that I've struggled with, and to the point where it was a flaw because I was overly negative about myself because I didn't ever want to be like that. And, you know, and it got me to a point where I would always say something negative about myself instead of just being confident for once and realizing that you could still be humble. So, you know, it's been a very unique experience. You know, I feel like, you know, it's helped me become more stronger, you know, having a more positive attitude towards myself. Obviously, there's things in my life that I'm negative about myself with, and that's more of because, you know, I want to do more with what I have on my life and, you know, not make excuses for being differently and just striving for things and proving to others that just because you're different doesn't mean you can't be successful. So, you know, I'm going to continuously share my, you know, story with you guys and to be there for you guys because I love you guys more than anything. And I'm always here for you guys if you ever need to talk or, you know, want to know more about my life. So I hope things have been good with you guys, and know that I always love you. If you enjoyed my video, leave a like. It helps me out. If you want to know more about my life, subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.